to get to the AC drain here, this is the US passenger front wheel passenger. Go underneath here. I just have the vehicle up on ramps. See, here's the front right tire. This is where the subframe for the front, there's the control arm that connects. Right here, you'll see this hose. It's just a piece of rubber hose there. That is the drain. So we'll go ahead and get our AC refresher kit and we'll hook it up to that right there. All right, so this is the kit you can get from your dealer. Part number and a link in the description below. But it's a two-step process. The first part is this larger can here. You're gonna take this, attach it to the top. This then is gonna go into the drain for the air conditioner. It's a self-expanding foam that goes up into the condenser and kills all the bacteria. And then the second part of it is the condition air, which you spray into the air intake here with the cabin air filter removed, which we'll do in just a little bit. First, we're gonna go ahead and follow the steps for cleaning the evaporating condenser. So go ahead, take the top off this, and then we'll put this on top here, get it to seat in so it can spray the fluid out. All right, so top is on. And then basically we're going to follow the directions on there, but effectively we're going to put the wedge adapter up into the evaporator drain tube. We'll spray half the can, let it drip down, and then we'll spray the rest of the can and let it drip down. And after that, then we'll move on to the next step. When you spray that cleaner, it goes up into the air conditioning system. When it's a foam, when it turns to a liquid, it starts to drain out of the drain. However, there is still some residue from that foam because it's not necessarily a watertight system. It's not even necessarily really an airtight system. That it will turn into a liquid and drip. So what you want to do is you want to remove, this is in the passenger footwell. There's this panel here, which basically you just pull up on the front and pull back here. And then once you pull back, there's this tab on the end that lines up into there. You pull it out, and then I just put some paper toweling up in underneath. The rest just drips into the floor well here, which I have rubber mats. Oh, there's some dripped right there. So not the end of the world. But there is a, what appears to be airbag, maybe, controller module. It's got a green or yellow plug. I don't know. Either way, I stuck some paper towelings in there just to make sure that it absorbs anything when it's draining out. Here, to show this a little bit better, this is basically how it lines up in here. There's this red tab, which goes into right here. And then there is this tab, which is this right here. So you basically pull straight back, and then once it's out, you move it to the side and pull it forward so that you can get it off this tab here. So here we'll go ahead and take the tip, fit it into the hose. Now with about half the bottle injected, we'll just let it sit for the next 10 minutes and slowly it'll turn back into a fluid and drip on out then. And we'll go ahead and do it again with the remainder of the can. Oh, there we go, it's turning back into a fluid already. It's been about probably 5 minutes since I sprayed it in. Went and washed off my hand. Here we can see after spraying it's, dripping in here in a couple different spots. So you want to make sure you have these positioned before you spray it. I know I kind of shot this out of order, but the technical service bulletin talks about doing this first. I'll make sure I edit it that way, but it might feel a little bit disjointed in the delivery. But you put that in there, that way you absorb any of that. Before moving on to the air intake cleaner, I did just turn the heat on high. You can see you will get some kind of get some bubbling there, because basically there's still some foam in the system. It's been sitting now for about 25 minutes. You'll get some splatters out of the vents a little bit here and there too, but it does smell like cleaner, so I'm going to leave it run and dry out a little bit before I move on to the next one. Next, we're going to go ahead and put the spray into the air conditioning air intake. To do that, we're going to want to take out the cabin air filter. So behind the glove box here, we're going to come in here, we're going to take out cabin air filter. Mine's actually relatively new, OEM charcoal filter here, which is what you want. I actually just replaced it just before this, thinking that might have been the cause of the smell, and it was not. So we'll take this, we'll put these 2 tabs back in here, put that into place, and we should be good to go ahead and spray the cleaner in the air intake. Alright, next we're going to spray the AC conditioned air for 45 seconds into the air intake. We're going to do it 3 different times. 1 time on the body setting, 1 time on the foot setting, and then 1 time, oh that's right, 1 time on the full front defrost setting. So we'll start with the body setting, with it running at full speed, low temp, AC on, and with the cabin air filter removed. Give it a good shake or two. We'll go ahead and we'll spray this in for 45 seconds. It smells like almost lemon scented in here, so now we'll switch it to the foot only setting, and we'll go back and spray again. Alright, and now we'll switch to the front defrost and we'll do our final 45-second spray. So now it's going up to the windshield. Now with that done, I switched it back to body and feet, full speed, no AC. I'm going to let it run, and then after about 5 minutes, I'm going to switch it to heat and let it dry it out if there's any moisture still remaining after just running on low. While I'm waiting for it to run here, I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup on the wiper arm since it got covered. Also, a thing of note, the directions state to do it with the windows open. I have all the doors open as well as the liftgate hatch. That way it gets, maximum airflow outside to dissipate any of the cleaner smell. It doesn't smell too bad. Like I said, it smells lemony, but just one of those things, if you're trying to get rid of odors, maybe you don't want that odor as well. And in my case, I would just prefer it to be scentless. Also, while I'm waiting for that 5-minute run to dry everything out, I'm going to go ahead and remove the last of my towels here. One thing I did notice, this right here, this is actually, I think, for the foot vent maybe, for pressure relief. I don't know, it's got this little ball in there. If I can get that to focus, that moves around. This came off just because it's kind of in the way there. All it does is go right back on this right there. But looks like it's all dry up in there. I'm going to go ahead and replace the air filter in just a little bit here once everything's dried out. Like I said, 5 minutes, I get about 2 more minutes, then I'll run it with 5 minutes of heat on, and I'll replace the cabin air filter then. Still have a little bit more time here before it's done. I'm going to go ahead and reaffix here on this side panel here. I don't think I'll be able to film it because I need both hands, but basically, like I said, this panel fits in just like this here, and then it clips into place. I don't think I'll be able to film it because I got to hold the phone, but basically it goes on and then it goes back into there. So basically start with this tab back here first. That goes in, and then try and get that to fit on there. All right, I got it into a position where I can kind of film it here, but back here, that tab right there is in, and then this fits around a pipe in there. This piece is actually going around right there. This is around a pipe in there, and then you kind of get this to go up. Try and fit it on, and then this will clip to this and hold it in place. I need to put the phone down, but that's kind of the best way I found to put it back on. Also, this red push pin is supposed to stay on here as it gets seated in this hole here when this goes around that tubing, and then this will fit together. All right, I got that seated, so then you just push those two parts together like that, and it's secure. With that done, then I'm just going to run the heat for about 5 more minutes. Everything's buttoned back up, and it should be odor-free. Almost forgot. Got to put the cabin air filter back in. So have a real, I mean, literally I just changed it about 1,000 miles ago when I was diagnosing descent. So we're going to take it, let's see if I can get this to focus, where it says up, around there. I'm going to go ahead and slide her on in. Again, this says up. Right up there. And we'll put the glove box back.